What is up, everybody? Welcome to AK Plays. I'm AK. Let's play. Alright, today I'm going to be going over the top 5 DPS builds for groups in the DZ. Now, today I'm going to be going over basically the strongest damage dealers, the most damage per second you can get with these builds. And we're going to pretend that they're in their optimal scenarios, meaning if they need a healer to function correctly, we're saying that they have a healer. Or if they need a different build to support them to be able to work correctly, they have that. So, first off, we're going with Alphabridge. Alphabridge, you're probably not going to need any kind of healers or anything, you can run it very balanced. But if you were to run it firearms heavy, this thing can hit. It's got gear set bonuses that give you all weapon damage. It's got bonuses that give you an extra talent, which might be up to 10% more damage if you add a talent to your gun. So this has potential to deal tons of damage if you run it with high firearms. Some people don't, to try to be more balanced, but today we are focused 100% on damage output. We're not balancing anything. So we're saying all of these builds at their maximum. Alphabridge is number 5. Number 4 is Striker. Yup, everybody just freaked out. I put Striker this low because Striker, as much damage as people think it does, it's because it's balanced and still it does damage. There are tons of builds that do way more damage than Striker, but Striker has so much balance and allows you to be so well-rounded that that's why it feels like it's so strong. But in reality, Striker doesn't deal that much damage. I mean, it deals enough to be 4th on this list with up to 100% more damage from its stacks, but it is still pretty low. Number 3 is Banshee. Now, if you run Striker in the DZ and you think you have one of the best damage dealing builds, Banshee I'm sure proves you wrong every day, as it does me. Banshee is extremely hard to face tank because they do so much damage, even with kind of high stamina. But today we're focused if this was a 10k firearms Banshee, and they do a ton of damage. Plus, they have a ton of different procs that can go off. If you kill them while you're rogue, they're going to come back with a 20% damage bonus. If you're manhunt, they might have 10% more damage. So these guys are going to hit unbelievably hard. But they're not going to hit the hardest. So we're going to move on to number 2, which number 2 is Lonestar, one of my favorite builds of all time. Now, Lonestar has some issues. It's going to need probably going to need a healer because your stamina is going to be kind of low. You're also going to want to get headshots to maximize its damage. If you are landing headshots, this thing ravages people. But I would say it's the number 2 damage dealer because if you have a healer and if you hit headshots consistently and if someone stands still for even a millisecond, you are going to turn them into butter. So it's definitely the second best damage dealer out there. If you try to face tank a Lonestar from distance or even at medium range, you're going to get burned down immediately. Close range, you're probably still going to get burned down. They're going to hit almost as hard as you could possibly imagine. You'll see here in a second in this clip that this man gets dusted from distance, and it is quite incredible. That is the power of Lonestar. But it's not the highest damage dealer. And so we're going to go over an honorable mention because I'm sure a lot of people after they see number 1 are going to bring up this. But Hunter's Faith. Hunter's Faith, I'm not putting on the list because it's so hard to hit headshots on console, and it's really just not the best. If you're going to snipe, go with the best. Number 1, Deadeye. Deadeye is the strongest damage dealer in the game right now. Now, it is very hard to run, especially in a team because you can get rushed as a Deadeye. However, we're saying that all conditions are perfect, and if all conditions are perfect, Deadeye is your DPSer. Because if you can keep people off of a Deadeye, Deadeyes can 1-tap, Deadeyes can 2-tap, and if they have a really high stamina build and they're healing well, Deadeyes 3-tap. And that's unbelievable. And I mean, no matter what, you might have number 2, Lonestar, which can burn you down really quickly with an MG5, or if they're running double Cassidys, they might pop you down in 2 or 3 shots. But nothing is going to hit harder than Deadeye. Deadeye will kill you before you even know what's happening. And if they're running a heal or if they're running a different marksman rifle as their backup, they can burn you down instantly. And with all conditions correct, that is the top 5 DPS builds right now in the division. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or if you think I missed one or mixed them up, put it in the comments.